synagogue to a Pakistani Muslim and an Indian Hindu who've joined in what he called a common struggle for education and against extremism. Clip reads NPR News.
The most immediate extremist threat comes from a self-declared Islamic State, a group intent on expanding its power base in Iraq and Syria through tactics considered even more radical than those of al-Qaeda. Safanda Mistura, the new UN envoy to Syria, says at least 500 civilians are trapped in Kobani, Syria, and could be slaughtered if ISIS wins control. The U.S.-led coalition struggling to keep that from happening with more airstrikes on ISIS targets. Susanna George reports only a few hundred local fighters remain in defense of their town.
The latest round of U.S.-led airstrikes have concentrated on the south of Kobani, targeting ISIS-held buildings, a tank, and a fighting position. Abu Jara, a fighter from Kobani, speaking via Skype from the Turkish border. He says while the airstrikes initially helped hold back ISIS militants, rebel forces are still severely outnumbered and beginning to run low on supplies. Kobani is a strategically important town. Should it fall, it would help ISIS consolidate its control of northern Syria. For NPR News, I'm Susanna George.
Pro-democracy protesters again out in full force in Hong Kong for more political say in who should be their leader. NPR's Frank Langford is there.
They've come out to the streets tonight because yesterday the government refused to sit down and talk to them and negotiate it all. And so what they're saying now, there are thousands and thousands of people down here. They're saying they're not going to leave the streets. They're going to continue to occupy 3 different business districts in the city until the government will talk to them.
NPR's Frank Langford reporting. This is NPR News.
Support for NPR comes from Subaru, featuring the all-new Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. Learn more at Subaru.com.
And you're listening to Here and Now right here on Houston Public Media, made possible by your support. Your contribution at HoustonPublicMedia.org or 888-909-0887. Have a goal of $7,000 for Here and Now on this last day, this last hour of Here and Now. Now's the time to show your support for the news and information that you get to get caught up right before the lunch hour. You make it possible with your contribution, HoustonPublicMedia.org or 888-909-0887. It's 11:05. I'm Capella Tucker, Content Director here at Houston Public Media, with Eddie Robinson, Morning Edition anchor, and Ernie Manous, our arts and culture reporter and producer here at Houston Public Media, taking a few moments to tell you about the importance of your contribution to make sure news and information continues throughout the day here that you support Here and Now. HoustonPublicMedia.org or 888-909-0887.
That's right, Capella. One by one, we can reach this goal of $7,000 this hour. This being the last day, folks, the final moment for you to show how much you support unbiased news and solid reporting this last day of our campaign. 888-909-0887 or give online to HoustonPublicMedia.org.
They have bicycles
There's the old
for
saying
sale.
that every journey begins with a single step. And so for us to reach our end of our journey here, we need every single dollar out there. It seems like a looming goal. It's there in front of us. But you know what? I think together as a collective community, we can do this. Any dollars help. Any $5, $10, $20 pledge that you can make right now. 888-909-0887 will move us closer to that goal. And we can do it, folks. This is your last chance with Here and Now to become a member. It's not going to be rebroadcast this afternoon. So this is your chance. HoustonPublicMedia.org or 888-909-0887. $300 already in toward that $7,000 goal. You are the next person to help keep this moving forward. Looking at $691,000 on our way to the $700,000 milestone with your support at HoustonPublicMedia.org or 888-909-0887.
From NPR and WBUR, I'm Sasha Pfeiffer.
I'm Robin Young. It's Here and Now. A 17-year-old Muslim girl from Pakistan and a 60-year-old Hindu man from India rose above Edward Snowden, Vladimir Putin, Pope Francis to win this year's Nobel Peace Prize. Malala Yousafzai has gotten international attention for her campaign to promote the education of girls, even after she was shot in the head by the Taliban in 2012. And Kailash Satyarthi is at the forefront of the global fight to end child slavery and exploitation. Satyarthi told reporters today in New Delhi that he knows Malala personally.
She's a beautiful lady, and I am going to speak to her soon, and I'll invite her in a new fight for peace in our region, and I hope that she will agree.
Malala was in school in Birmingham, England today when she was notified that she had won the prize. She said that indeed she would be working with Kaila Satyarthi, and here she is speaking about when she lived in the Swat Valley in Pakistan.
In Swat, there was Talibanization, and because of that, no girl was allowed to go to school. At that time, I stood up for my rights and I said that I will speak up. I did not wait for someone else. I had really two options. One was not to speak and wait to be killed, and the second was to speak up and then be killed. And I chose the second one because at that time there was terrorism. Women were not allowed to go outside of their houses. Girls' education was totally bad. People were killed. At that time, I needed to raise my voice because I wanted to go back to school. I was also one of those girls who could not get education. I wanted to learn.
We'll have more on our conversation with Malala in a moment. But first, let's go to NPR's Eleanor Beersley in Paris. Hi, Eleanor.
Hi, Sasha. And Eleanor, tell us more about why the committee said it chose to honor these two individuals.
Well, if you watched the announcement this morning, the committee said children's rights are at the heart of peaceful global development. So obviously